I'm Mike Ryan. Red Mountain is considered one of the 7 classic turquoise mines of Nevada. And as we mentioned in Red Mountain Part 1, when we did our first series of the famous turquoise mines, it's a relatively new claim. It was first located in 1969 and then filed upon 1971 or so. And we tell that story in Turquoise in America Part 2. And I'd like to read to you a little bit from the story of Tom Morgan. Tom says, I hitchhiked down from Alaska in the fall of '68 with Bucky. That would be Bucky Edgar, who's the son of Ben Edgar, who is Dick Edgar's twin. You can read all about the Edgars in Turquoise in America Part 2. He was with his mom up in Alaska, and I didn't even know he had relatives here. You can imagine these 2 precocious young men just can't wait till they graduate high school, and what's the first thing they do? Hitchhike from Alaska to Battle Mountain, Nevada. When we got here that first summer, we got with Ben, Buck's dad, and staked some claims on Red Mountain and opened up Red Mountain Turquoise. The X15 was 200 yards south of the original Red Mountain claims down the same ridge. There you have, at the bottom of Red Mountain, you have Northern Lights, then you have the X15 prospect. And I believe X15 was really located by some of the other Edgars. Maybe it was JW, maybe Dick. I can't remember right now. It is here in Turquoise America Part 2. And it was called X15 because they were certain that the X15 spy plane, when they'd see all these lights in the sky, they were certain they were being spied upon. Never really got much turquoise out of X15. And then up from X15, as he says here, about a couple hundred yards, you have the Red Mountain claims. It threw some pretty blue, but also some real pretty blue, greens, yellow, and grass green. Now, I don't associate those colors at all with Red Mountain. And as we're going to see, lots of pretty blues, but I haven't really seen too many greens and yellow greens. Grass greens, especially. We just called those diggings the X15. Cutler kind of took over those claims from Ben because he knew we were trying to sell it. Cutler turned around and sold it to Menless Winfield for $50,000. We worked those claims close to 2 years, but we didn't stake those claims the first year we were working. Well, Menless Winfield quickly sold it to, I think it was Austin Turner, and then Austin Turner went to Don Potts, who had it for many years, and he had leased that out to Randall Marchese, who also has his story as well, in Turquoise in America Part 2. So currently, the Red Mountain claims are owned by the McGinnis family. And now we can take a look at some Red Mountain turquoise. So here we get to see some different looks for Red Mountain turquoise. And I think the first thing you'll notice is that it's a blue turquoise, and it comes in primarily in a spider web formation. We see kind of a very distinctive look here on this bottom row down here, where we see, I think it'd be very similar. It's type of a lighter blue, a little bit more of an electric blue, and you have a reddish matrix. So it's more of a spider web in a more of a red matrix. And really what I really determined kind of the top grade, as we see in this particular cab, and then we see in this magnificent, I think really a truly gem grade cab, also a big cab, almost 60 carats of just magnificent Red Mountain turquoise. As we go up and we see this next row, we see a little different formation. Here we see a little different turquoise formation in these 2 cabs, a little more spacing between the turquoise formation. And then you have these very tight pattern of turquoise formation, again in more of a typical matrix we would expect from Red Mountain. Next we go up here and we see that it does come in a dark web. We see this very beautiful, long, big specimen here, beautiful dark web turquoise, as well as this one, and I had mentioned this one in the previous video. This has a very characteristic cut of Sterling McGinnis. Sterling likes to cut what I call a rough cut, where he leaves ridges, and it almost looks like a mountain range there. Very distinctive cut. You can see Sterling has cut this and cut this. And then we see the dark web in these two here. This one a little different formation of turquoise coming from Red Mountain. All of these come from the McGinnis family. These cabs up here are very interesting because I had mentioned that Don Potts had acquired the claim from Austin Turner. And these came from Don Potts' collection. Bob Bruscia had bought these from Don. So this has a wonderful provenance going back to Don Potts at Red Mountain. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at some of this beautiful turquoise from Red Mountain, Nevada.